Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing, where is it? 3 looks, 1 palette, my first ever video in this category with this gorgeous Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. The look you see on my face right now is look number 1, so you will see that just after this intro. I love this palette so much, I'm so excited to get on into it. All the products I use will be listed down below per look, so if you want to like get a little bit more details on that, you can do that there. If you are new here, hi, I am Kendra. I post 3 beauty/lifestyle videos a week, and I'd love to have you join the family if you are interested. Hop on aboard the Kendra choo-choo train. No, that's a bad one. Come on and join the family. It's a great one here. The more the merrier. This video is got a lot to it, so I feel like we should just go ahead and get right on into it. Okay, so let's get into the very first look here. I just wanted to start out the video by saying I'm not gonna touch these colors, the greens and blues, because I did use them in my review. If you're looking for a look with those, I will leave it in an info card right up here. Also link down below if you want to get a little bit more in depth onto the palette itself and what I think about it. I mean, obviously I love it, but just in case you're wondering. Some of these looks might be a little bit more crazy, some of them are easy, some of them are a little bit more toned down, but I feel like they're all fairly easy because this palette just makes it so easy for you, in my opinion. I'm gonna start off by going into Riff, which is this shade up here. It is kind of just like a neutral suede-y brown, but I'm gonna zoom you guys in first. This is going to be the shade that I take into the transition. Okay, to really bring some warmth into this look, I'm actually gonna mix Still Shot here and Baja. So it's like a pinky, corally, light shade with that more orangey red tone. So I am going to keep this more so on the outer V and a little bit up into the crease because I just really want to add warmth. I want a really warm, summery, gorgeous look here. And I'm really like blowing things out. I want it to look super well blended, but also like really like kind of like a warm smoke to it, you know? This isn't a smoky eye, but just a little bit, you know what I mean? And now I have that color pretty well blended out and laid down, but I am just gonna take the original brush. I didn't add any additional product onto it, and I'm just like doing some windshield wiper motions through the top of this eyeshadow, like just, you know, where the transition shade was laid down, just to make sure there is a very, very, very smooth blend. Okay, so now what I want to do is take this shade right here called Accelerate. It's this like gorgeous like light brick red kind of satin shimmery kind of shade. It's definitely not as metallic as some of the other shades, but it is really gorgeous and does have that like satin shimmer to it. And I'm just taking this on a brush and packing it on to about the middle lid to the outer third. Oh, I love this shade. It's so pretty. So just so we have that like gorgeous like satiny brickness going on. Okay, so next I'm going to take Ignite right here. Gorgeous shade. This is going to be placed down right into the inner part of my eye. I think I picked up the wrong brush for this. No, it's working. It's like that inner third of my lid and a little bit onto the middle just to blend it through with the other shade we use called Accelerate. You could super easily turn this into more of a cut crease look and make it look super dramatic and very like precise. I just decided I kind of wanted more of like an easy everyday kind of warm eye, you know? Taking more of Accelerate on the same brush and just packing it again on the lid, on the outer third, into the middle. And then I'm gonna blend these 2 shades together with this brush and just kind of like do this motion. I don't know if you can tell, but it just, I feel like it really helps blend the 2 shades together. And then I do the same thing with the other shade and go through the middle like that, just so that there's this like even gorgeous gradient look to it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of just strictly Baja this time, rather than mixing it with Still Shot, that pink shade. I'm just gonna just Baja. And I'm going to run this through the transition a little bit lower, like into the crease, just to make sure we didn't lose that shade and that definition and that warmth when we were adding all of the colors on the lid. And lastly, for the upper lid, I'm going to take, if I could grab it, Riff again, that original shade, and just sweep through the transition just to make sure everything is super well blended through. To highlight the brow bone, I'm just gonna take this shade up here called Breakaway. It's like a satiny bone colored shade, and I am just sweeping it along the brow bone, obviously. How else would you highlight your brow bone? For the lower lash line, I'm going to start off by taking Riff here on a pencil brush, and I'm just going to like messily sweep it along. You know, messily, is that a word? Probably not. And then to really get all jazzed up, I'm going to take Accelerate, which is that dark brick shade, and keep it on the outer third. I'm not going to add a lot, I just want a little bit. And I'm just going to use that same brush and take Ignite, which is the coppery shade we used on the inner third of the eye, and add it to the inner third of the lower lash line. The eyes are done. I'm actually going to highlight my inner corner with the highlighter I used on my face today. I just feel like that really blends everything together. But as you can see, I am looking very ghostly. So let's add some bronzer. Okay, for this look, I'm actually going to take my Urban Decay Beached Bronzer in the shade Bronzed. And this is what I'm going to use to bring some life back into my colorless face. Especially with these eyes, I want to make sure my skin looks really warm and like a little bit more defined so that it can match the eye look, you know? I'm going to sweep that same bronzer down my nose as you see as I'm doing. And this will contour a little bit. Contour and add a little bit of warmth. A little bit of sun-kissed warmth to the nose. And a little bit under my lip. Just a little bit. Okay, and for blush for this look, I'm going to take my Milk Makeup Cream Blush Stick. This is like Leap and Lip and Cheek tint in the shade Perk. This is one of my all-time favorite blushes ever. It is so gorgeous. And I'm just going to start by swiping it on. I do have a little bit of powder on my face, but this blush actually works really well on top of powder, so I'm not concerned. So I just swiped it on. And then I'm taking my makeup sponge. This is the Fenty Beauty sponge. This is like the only sponge I love as much as the Beauty Blender. And I'm just blending on top of it just to make sure it's pretty seamless and looks good. And today for highlight, I thought I'd take the KKW Beauty Highlighter Palette. And I'm actually going to mix like just these three shades, white, the pink, and the gold here, because why not? And that is what I'm going to use. And as I was saying earlier, I'm going to use this highlight to highlight my inner corner. So I'm actually not going to use the pink this time though, and just the gold and the white. And I'm just going to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone with these. I'm going to go set my face and then apply some mascara, and then I will come back with a lip option and wrap up this look. So I decided to eat lunch before I put lipstick on, which I just thought was a really good idea because like duh. But I also dried my hair and curled it and burnt myself. I don't know if you guys can see, but I burnt myself right there and it's pretty tender. I was just thinking to myself, like, don't use a liquid lipstick. Your subscribers are overly tired of you using Kylie liquid lipsticks, but this is the only thing I could think of. This is Exposed. This is one of my favorite nudes ever, and I just feel like, I might need a new one because I've had this for a little while, but I just feel like this is gonna, of course, it looks amazing already with this eye look. You could be like really cool and rock like a monochromatic, like a orangey red, a rusty orangey red lip with this. I think that would look awesome. Oh my gosh, my burn. Getting all red and bumpy. This is look number one. I was just so inspired by these red tone coppery shades, and I actually did this the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a gorgeous look. I'm going to do this for the video. Here is a closer look at the look. I'm back with a bare face. Let's get on into look number two. So I have my foundation down, concealer, and eyebrows and eye primer, and that is it. So I'm first going to start out with Weekender here, and it's pretty close to my skin color, but I want to lay it down as a transition shade. Okay, so I do want to add a little bit of pink into the transition, so I'm going to take a little bit of Still Shot, just a little bit. It's like that corally pink shade, and I'm just going to gently kind of blend that in with the shade we used previously. Just a little bit. Okay, next I am going to go into Hell Ride. I love that name. I'm gonna use a little at a time though to really build up the color in the crease. I don't want to go too ham at first because I don't want to ruin it. And this looks like a very pigmented purple. Okay, and now for the lid shade, I'm actually going to dip into this gorgeous like fuchsia purpley shade called Wild Heart. I'm so excited. And I'm just going to take this on a brush and really, I'm just gonna pack it all over the lid. Okay, so just to make sure we haven't lost any of the purpley shade in the crease, I'm taking a little bit more of Hell Ride. On the same brush I used with it earlier, just dipping in a little bit, tapping it off, and placing it in the same areas as before. This might be the most wearable purple eyeshadow look I've ever seen. Like, these shades are just so easy. I'm just using a little bit more Weekender, which is the first shade I use that's almost like my skin, and just blending it through the top just to make sure everything is seamless. I'm looking good. I'm gonna take the same shade I used last time to highlight my brow bone. This is called Runaway. Okay, for the lower lash line today, I actually wanted to have a little bit more fun. And I'm gonna take Big Sky, this like turquoisey green shade, and run that along the lower lash line. That was it for this look. How easy was it? But it's so fun and so unique. I'm going to move on to the rest of the face. For bronzer today, I'm taking my Marc Jacobs Coconut Bronzer. For blush, I'm going in with Becca Wild Honey. Just love this blush. I'll tell you that much. And for highlight today, I am taking my Farsali Jelly Beam highlight. Just going to use the tip of my beauty blender to apply it. Okay guys, so I have the final look on. I decided to keep it really funky and use the Marc Jacobs gloss in the shade Changes, which I think was a holiday shade, but it might still be online, who knows. You could definitely throw on a nude lip, a pink lip, a purple lip would be amazing. I would love that. But I just thought, like, you know what, this look is funky. Let's make it funkier, you know? But this is our final look here. Let's get on in to look number 3. Okay guys, now it is time for look number 3. I'm gonna start off with probably the same shade that I've been using all the time, and that is Riff up here. It's just such a perfect like brown shade to use, but I'm actually going to mix it with a little bit of Weekender just to kind of like dull it down a slight bit. And this is what we are throwing a transition area. Now I'm just going to take just Riff, just like a little bit more densely, and pack it into the crease and blend it out. I'm going to start off with placing down the lid shade, and then I might add a darker brown shade into the crease in the outer third. But I'm gonna take Smog right here. It's this like dark gold greeny shade, kind of like an olive toned metallic. And I'm just going to place this all over the lid with my finger. I do this with a lot of metallic shades. It just goes on a lot better, a lot more smooth and pigmented. Now that that is down, I'm taking a little bit more of Riff and blending it through with that shade Smog. And just to deepen things up a little bit more, I'm gonna mix Riff with Good As Gone. It's a deep brown shade, and then I'm just going to keep this on the outer third area. Just kind of like stipple it on there just to create some depth as we go out to that. I just whacked myself with a brush as we go out to that way. I'm not speaking very good today, clearly. I've already filmed like 17 videos today, so that's probably why. I'm just taking a blending brush with no additional product on it and sweeping it through the crease and transition area just to make sure everything is blended out looking snatched. Okay, so now that that is down, I'm going to take Stranded up here. It's like a light gold shade, and I'm first gonna take it on a smaller brush just so I can like really precisely put it in the areas I want. And this is going to go on the center of the lid to really brighten things up and pull the eye look to the center. Like, when people are looking at it, they look at this first, you know? I'm gonna take a little bit more, but I'm gonna spritz it with the Smashbox primer water to really get it to stick and really get it to pop. Ooh yeah, see, that is gorgeous. Just taking a little bit more of Smog, which is the olive shade we used originally, and I'm just making sure it didn't lose color on the inner third and the outer third of the eye. We're basically doing an easy halo eye, like a nonchalant halo eye, if you know what I mean. Then I'm just taking that same blending brush and doing a little extra blending. I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with Breakaway. It's the same shade I've been using to highlight my brow bone with each look. For the lower lash line, I'm just gonna go in with Riff up here, and I'm just going to like put that along the lower lash line without being precise. I just kind of like don't really care, you know. I just want it to be like a little messy. And then I'm taking Smog, that olive goldy shade, and then I'm also just going to run that along the lower lash line a bit. Just add a little bit of something, you know, just a little bit. I'm gonna highlight my inner corner with whatever I used to highlight my face. So now that the eyes are done, let's move on into bronzer. I'm taking this ColourPop California Dreamin' bronzer. This bronzer is so pretty, it's one of my faves. For blush, I'm taking this Catrice strobing blush in the shade Mrs. Summer Peach. Just a little bit, because I don't want it to clash with the eyes. I just want a little bit of color on the cheeks. Nothing crazy. And then I'm just going to use my bronzer brush to blend it, but also just to like tone down the color, you know? We just want it to look like we were out in the sun a little bit. We don't want it to look like we have this bright corally blush on, you know? For highlights today, I'm actually going to use my Kylie Cosmetics wet set, and I'm going to mix the Privacy Please and Unbothered shade together. If you don't know, this is the original wet set, just repackaged in the black packaging that she came out with a couple of months ago. So this isn't like the holiday one. This is the normal one, which is a permanent to her collection, but she doesn't restock very often. I don't know if you cared, but yeah. And I'm just using it with my finger. Oh, I just love that glossy glow. This is what I'm going to use to highlight my inner corners. I'm just going to use those same shades I mentioned and pop that in on the inner corner. I'm also going to highlight my brow bone with those shades as well. Okay, I'm gonna set my face and put some mascara on, and then I'll be right back with you guys for a lipstick. Okay guys, so I ended up pairing ColourPop's Luxe Lips ColourPops, that's a tongue twister, in the shade Foolish. I just thought it would be kind of fun to add like a bricky red. It kind of makes it more like 90s grunge to me, and I think that is so gorge and stunning. I love it. I really like how this third eye look came out, but here is the final look. I'm gonna get a little closer for you guys, and so you can see the final look. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate you watching, because this video took a lot out of me. I just gotta say something. I literally have filmed 4 videos today and 2 yesterday, so I am just like so done, so tired. I just want to take all my makeup off, scratch my face until it looks clean again, and then move on with the rest of my life. Anyways, that's dramatic. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I love you so very much. Let me know if you like these style of videos, like 3 looks, 1 palette, and I will try as best as I can to incorporate them more often on my channel. But have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever happens to be that you're watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.